What's up, guys? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And as promised, we're going to have a lot more brief updates on what's happening with VeVe for all of you avid collectors out there. And in this video, I just want to focus on the Ghostbusters. So we're going to look at the Ghostbusters brand and talk about some of the trends that are going on and a few of my own thoughts about where I see the prices on these items going. So here we are, and I just lost it. Let's go back and get down here to Ghostbusters. There we go. So let's check out what is happening. We're going to talk about mainly Ghostbusters 1 logo, Slimer, Stay Puft Man. All right. Those three are the ones that we're focusing on because I, for one, can't afford a platinum or a gold. Now, beginning with Ghostbusters 1 logo, the Moogly. We have 103 that are currently available on the market. Now, what I have noticed in the past couple of days, just in the last 48 hours, is that this number has been bouncing around. So we have dipped down below 100 a couple times where we had 99. And then as we have dipped down, there's been people to come flooding back in. Now, we all know that someone is trying to raise the floor, the floor raiser upper guy. I can't remember the name. He's on Twitter. Somebody can post the name if you would in the comments. But at any rate, this one was discussed amongst a couple of groups, a couple of floor raising groups on Telegram. So now we're sitting at 103. So while we were at $300 just 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I did sell Moogly, one of my 11, I had 15 to 20 at first. I gave several to my kids, and then I kept a few for eBay. And the last one that I sold was $300, and that was 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it quickly dropped to $250. So then we dropped to $200, and then the floor came up. We saw it rise back up to about $225, and now we're seeing that come down. We are below $200 again at $199, $98. The next one is at $204. So each time that we raise this floor, there's people who are still coming back in and adding back to the supply. Now, we don't know if these are people that have multiples or if they're just trying to trade for some of the more popular items like the Superman, the Superwoman, or some of the Da Vinci collection. I don't know what the deal is, but as we're scrolling down here, we're seeing quite a few. In fact, let's go back up and just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go to 9 and 10. It takes 10 to get back to 250, and that's where we were 2 weeks ago. So these first 9 need to be cleared out before we see that 250. And at the same time, we don't know how many people are going to flood back in and sell some for cheap. And we don't know what their purpose is. Like I said, maybe they're wanting to snag a Superman or something else that is getting a lot of traction right now because Superman is getting the heat. As we saw it jump from like 98 up to 220 in a matter of days. And we also saw the Harley Quinn #2. I forgot the exact name, but it went from like 55 up to 100, then back down to I think like 85. So here we have a lot that are lined up at 250. Let's count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 252, 8, 9, say 9 of them at 250 to 255. And then we have a quantum leap to 290 and 300. So we got a 20 that'll jump out there before we get back to 300. Now here's the thing that I've noticed. The price that you see these going for in the market dictates the price on eBay because people are finally realizing that they need to check here before they buy on eBay. A couple of months ago, people weren't using their heads. They were not checking the market app before they would buy on eBay. Why? Because they were used to the fact that the market was closed for such a long time and they were opening it back up slowly. So as we scroll on down, we're at 350 here, and this is pretty encouraging. So this is what I think is going to happen. We got a lot there at 350, and then moving on up, we're getting into 400. And we know that just a few weeks ago, we saw sales of $400 and $500. In fact, I might have sold one for $550. I'll have to check my records. But we see that it has some potential. So what I'm thinking is when the movie comes out, the price of this could skyrocket. It really could, because by the time we get to November of 2021, I think all the people that are looking to trade for better items or the ones that have multiples, they're going to be gone. So if we get a blockbuster movie come out and all the attention is put on Ghostbusters, we could see this move upwards of, say, $800 to $1,000. And that's just my guess, all right? And that's based on this pricing that we see as we get into the lower numbers here. The higher prices are already taking us above 1,000, and there's several that are listed up here. So people are waiting with the expectation that that price is certainly going to go up. Now let's look at the Slimer. We have 408 that are available, and that number has been bouncing around too. We just broke back below 60 bucks. We've got 59.99. And let's see how many. There's a couple at 59, and then we jump above 60, 63, 64, 65. We got 10 rolling at 65, and then we're going upward from there. So with this amount, we know that there's a lot of people that are holding quite a few of these, because the total, let's get that total supply real quick. Let me jump in here. I can't remember what it was. So the total supply was 5,500. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So we could see that this could really bump up pretty quickly. Maybe not as fast as the Moogly, but it certainly can. So 5,500 is not a lot if we get a lot of attention. And I just think that the quality of this one is really up there. And that's why I think that it's got the potential to skyrocket, because of the detail. When you look into his mouth, the teeth, it's kind of gross looking because it's so realistic. I wanted to pick up one at 44, and I was waiting for it to float down to 40, and that did not happen. So I kind of regret that, but I'm watching, and I might have to just go ahead and at least snag one. But if it hangs out at a low price, I might have to get a few. Now, if Bitcoin dumps, if we get the big, massive capitulation, you might see a lot of people throwing up a lot of these NFTs for cheap. It's just a natural panic reaction. So if this comes back down towards 40, or God forbid, if it goes back down to the retail price, I'll pick up 10 of them. If we get 10 of these listed at 30, I'm loading the wagon, because I think this will be good for at least a double. But in the future, we could see it pulling prices of what the Moogly is right now. It could be sitting at $150, $200, $250, something like that. And especially when the movie comes out, I could see this one pulling the same type of prices that the Moogly could, just because Slimer is a pretty popular character, and it's got the extra added effects with the glowing green smoke that's around him, and the level of detail in the skin and the teeth, the eyes, the nose. It's just a cool looking NFT. All right, let's pop over to the last one. Stay Puft Man, we're at 127. This has been bouncing up and down, and we're at a floor that is dropping of 144. And there has been talk from the floor drop people, or the raise the floor people rather, that they want to see this one come up. So I don't know how long we're going to be sitting at 144. I've got 15 of these, so I'm not looking to load up. If it goes down, it's not going to go down that much in the event of a Bitcoin dump. But let's just count here and see how much we have below 150. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 below 150. Then we're at 154 and heading upwards of 185 for the next 5 at the level of 10. And keep in mind, this was at 200 not too long ago, just a couple of weeks. I did sell 1 or 2 of these, I think at 250 on eBay. So it might be a while before we see some significant movement where we can get up to 300, because we're scrolling here past about 20 or so before we get up to 299, 300, up and beyond. So I'm going to sit on these two, because I think just the funness of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and the fact that there are going to be the abundance of Stay Puffs, the little mini ones in the movie. If you look in the preview videos, this could be a popular one. So I am going to refrain from selling or trading Stay Puft. I do not want to trade this, because if this becomes a popular one and I've got 15s and this price, 15 of these, and the price pushes up to say the 500 to 1,000 range, it's going to be a nice little payday during movie time. And you never know, it could go above that. Okay, so scrolling on through, there's a lot of people sitting at 1,000 and above, and it could be wishful thinking, but they could be right with the expectation that this is a very valuable NFT. And in the future, buy the movie or maybe even beyond. You never know. It could be pulling those kinds of prices. So I'm going to keep an eyeball on the Ghostbusters collection. And we know we have Ghost Trap is still coming. So we're watching out for that. And that will be in this series. And I think that's definitely going to be a hot one, but we don't know what the count's going to be. Whenever that drop happens, I will try to get on that drop. Okay, that's all I got for this one. In the next video, I'm going to talk about Clockgate 2.0. And I was watching a great video by my homeboy Chris, who has just joined the group with the, I can't think of your channel, man. I'm going to link it in the description just because I'm thinking about it. His VeVe show, which is a great channel. He gives lots of good information on strategy on how to get something on drops with this new reality of 1 second drops or less. It's not like it was in the old days. So you can check out Chris's channel for some good advice and tips and tricks on how to do that. And in fact, I'm going to have him come in, and also ECJ, shout out to Everything Crypto. I'm going to have both of these boys come on in so we can do a little collab and share some advice for you and talk about the trend. So that's all I got for now. I'm going to kick on out of here, and thank you for all the encouragement to the people who posted on that last video. I'm back in the game now that I have a strategy. I got a little bummed out and I had gotten away from this because I really couldn't figure out a way to get back into the flow of things with these drops going as quickly as they are. But now I've got a new strategy. I'm going to talk about that new strategy more, and then we'll have that collab coming. So anyway, thanks again for the positive comments and the encouragement. I will keep you up to date, and we're going to have a good time. We'll see y'all later.